Valor Fights 23, Vince Ferrara, Adam Primetime Townsend, Casey Oxendine here in our all-pro bout. And it is time for our co-main event, and this one should be spectacular as well. Drew the Hammer Kennedy out of the D1 MMA Chaos Camp in Knoxville in this 165-pound catch-weight bout presented by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill against Taylor Callens, who is undefeated at 4-0 in his pro career out of the Cage Man Gym in Trenton, Tennessee. And Casey, what do you think about our co-main event?
It's going to be a tremendous fight. Of course, Taylor Callens, he's undefeated, but Drew Kennedy coming with an axe to grind. He is back with a vengeance. He's here in his home region, and this one's going to bring fireworks. You know, Drew Kennedy known as a grappler, but, I mean, they don't call him the Hammer for nothing.
Drew Kennedy, boy, the extensive amateur career, and he won his last 4 amateur bouts, then won his first 5 pro bouts before suffering losses in his last 2 fights. One was 2 years ago, then had a layoff, and then lost to a really good fighter in Wade Johnson in a unanimous decision that it went 3 rounds. But lost his last 2, but still brings an awful lot to the table.
Yeah, unbelievably. And, you know, you mentioned like Wade Johnson. That's a guy that's on his way up as well. Every loss that Drew Kennedy has had has come to top-level talent. So this is a guy that's on that upper echelon level, ready to make that switch up to the top. And Taylor Callens the same.
And a lot of our experts think Kennedy is going to win this. Adam, you, Primetime, are not among those. You have Callens winning this.
Yeah, I think that anybody that's on such a tremendous win streak as Callen is, and as far as it being a pro and being undefeated is a big difference too.
All right, back to the cage for our first fighter introduction. Here's Cody Gwynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your co-main event of the evening. It will be a catchweight at 165 pounds, brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrill Law Firm. At this time, please welcome to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Drew Kennedy.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Drew Kennedy makes his way to the cage first in this 165-pound catchweight bout, and that's exactly what Drew Kennedy weighed in at 165. Kennedy lost his last 2 to Wade Johnson by unanimous decision. Prior to that, Roger Carroll in a split decision loss, but before that, won his first 5 pro bouts, his last 4 amateur bouts as well, against the likes of Anthony Lemon, Blaine Thomas, Sean Snow, Chad Perrine, David McAfee, and others. This is a really good fighter in Drew Kennedy.
He's a veteran, man. He's been fighting for a long, long time, and it shows with the amount of fights he's got and the competition level he's fought. And, you know, that's the thing with Drew. I think that he's on a 2-fight losing streak, man, and that's hard. You know, it's hard to overcome mentally. You know, a lot of fighting is mentally. Not a lot of people understand how much mental fighting is. And we're going to see if he can come back tonight from those 2 losses and take off a guy that's not tasted defeat in some time, especially as a professional. And that momentum carries a long way in sports.
How significant is it after a 2-year layoff? He had the loss, 2-year layoff, then he was back out and lost his last fight. Getting that rust off, how important is that in your opinion?
We said it earlier, ring rust is real. You know, no matter how you are or how long or how many fights you've had, nothing's like stepping in this cage. The only thing I can compare stepping in this cage to is skydiving. For about that 30 seconds that you're free falling, it's the most unreal feeling, the same way the stepping in the cage is.
I'll take your word on that.
Yes, sir.
Back to the cage. Here is Cody Gwynn.
Now, please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Taylor Callens.
Taylor Callens, undefeated at 4-0 as a pro out of the Cage Man Gym in Trenton, Tennessee. And Callens, if you count his amateur fights, is on a 7-fight win streak as he won his last 3 as an amateur. His 4 wins as a professional over Damian Melton at Epic Fights 2. That was in 2013, however. It's been a couple years. He also hasn't fought in 2 years. That last win was submission triangle choke. And prior to that, had beaten Martin Stolikov, submission rear naked choke, and then Jonathan Burdine via KO, and then Anthony Jones via split decision. But those were between 2013 and 2010.
Wow.
He hasn't been he turned pro back in 2010, so those are really spread out.
Right, and the last time he spent any sort of significant time in the cage, it was 2011 because his fight in 2013 was 1 minute and 22 seconds. So it was quickly done. It was a submission by triangle choke. So,
Wow, big dude.
He was able to overcome a 2-year layoff then and get the win. Back to the cage for our official fighter introductions, Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Valor Fight 23 co-main event of the evening, and will be at a catch weight of 165 pounds, brought to you by Ogle, Elrod, and Burrell. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a professional record of 5 wins with only 2 defeats. He went in 165 pounds, fighting in a D1 MMA and Chaos in Knoxville, Tennessee. Drew the Hammer Kennedy! Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner with an undefeated professional record of 4 wins with no defeats. He went in 165 pounds, fighting at a cage man gym in Trenton, Tennessee, Taylor Callens!
Here we go. Co-main.
Drew Kennedy in the black trunks with the black and green gloves. Taylor Callen in the black trunks with the blue trim and blue gloves. Jimmy Neely, who looks to be taking all of the fights tonight, here our referee for our co-main event of Valor Fights 23, Smoky Mountain Convention Center, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Vince Ferrara, Casey Oxendine, Adam Primetime Townsend, touch of the gloves. We're underway. 3 5-minute rounds between Drew Kennedy and Taylor Callens.
here we go. Good footwork to start things off by Drew the Hammer Kennedy. Of course, he has the reach there. He's going to want to use it, set up everything with that jab.
I've trained with Drew a little bit in the past, and he's got a very good left hook, as well as a very good push kick for coming from his back, from his trail leg. Very well rounded out, both of them are. So I'm looking to see if they both just stand up with each other, and the grappling kind of negates itself tonight, because they're both known for being such good wrestlers and grapplers. Good liver
to the
kick.
body.
Yeah. Watching Callen, he's switching stances. He was he came out orthodox. Now he's southpaw.
Oh, nice straight left hand from
And
Callen.
and delivered back by Drew Kennedy there.
Both of these guys seem very comfortable on their
There's
feet.
a lot of heat here already.
Yeah.
Callens from Mississippi, 24 years old.
Oh,
Nice leg kick there. Drops Callen.
He caught it. He kind of checked it a little bit with the shin.
Nice shot. Drew Kennedy follows it, and Callen delivers a takedown of his own.
Nice pass. Very beautiful pass. Did you see the immediate pass, Casey?
Yeah,
Wow.
Beautiful pass, and Drew Kennedy getting his left
Watch
arm
the left
hung
elbow
there,
right here. Watch
which
the left
allowed
elbow.
that pass.
Beautiful side control right here displayed by Callen, excuse me.
Beautiful pressure. Good position there by Drew Kennedy, controlling that left arm of Callen.
To keep from getting sliced with those elbows.
Absolutely.
What Callen will look to do is mash down on the forehead or just anywhere on the face of Kennedy and slice down with the elbow.
Yeah.
It's a very, very brutal technique.
2 hands with wrist control. He
Yeah.
was so dedicated to keep him.
He does not want elbow in the face.
Right, and this is effective for Drew Kennedy because he does have a lot of reach there, more range than what Callen does. So it'll work for the time being, but he's got to work to transition out of this.
Callen's showing super good top game control. I mean, he's switching back forth from the really tight side control to a kind of looser side control when Kennedy moves and goes right back, switches his hips and gets the elbow back under the leg, and shows beautiful display of top control right
Yes, it appears to have a very solid base.
here. Yes.
And really, this is putting maximum amount of weight on your
Yeah.
opponent.
Oh
when you're
yeah,
on him.
and two, you're forgetting about Drew Kennedy's right hand. Drew Kennedy can't do nothing with his right hand offensively whatsoever. I mean, the only thing he's doing with his right hand now is just wanting to be swimming it back under and pushing on the knees like he's doing
And
now.
Callen is able to essentially rest here.
Oh, sticking a couple
There we
elbows.
go. And then as soon as those left elbows start to land, the right hammer fist and right elbow to the body comes from Callen. That's a beautiful strategy there.
What to me, and Drew Kennedy's doing a good job of keeping that base under his throat. And that's what Callahan needs to get his left arm out from under Drew's neck and put it on his neck and force some of the wind out of him. But my problem with Drew that he's had his last 2 fights and the reason he's lost is because his conditioning. He's faded in the 3rd rounds, and that's something he's not going to be able to do against somebody like this.
This is something I'm looking at too. Watch the left arm of Drew Kennedy. He's starting to forget about it a little bit, and the way Callens is positioned, it could be the Americana lock.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's hiding it well, but watch for it to possibly happen there because he has such good top control.
You see how Callahan's covering up his mouth? That's perfectly legal. You know, Tito Ortiz is one of the pioneers of that particular move right there. Just smothering your opponent out, and it works. I mean, you disrupt someone's breathing. It hurts them in the later rounds.
And look at this good ringmanship here by Callum, circling away from the cage. It appeared as though Drew Kennedy was getting close, maybe using that to climb
Stand up. Yeah, that's what everybody does. That's the cage is like a second floor now. That's just vertical because everybody can use it to get a base on and pop right back up from their back.
Might be a little bit of a knot over the left eye and eyebrow of Kennedy.
There's not been a lot of action going on, but it would be insane for the referee to stand them up right here when Callahan's showing such dominant side control. I mean, hard to stand somebody up from side control unless they're just not doing anything.
Again,
good underhook right there.
Here we go. Drew Kennedy moving up.
Watch for the
moving
guillotine
to the
right
single.
Here.
Absolutely.
He's either fishing for a guillotine or he's fishing for the darce.
Yes. Or the arm and guillotine, yes.
Yep.
Right here.
I think Drew Kennedy is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
right
putting
here.
heavy pressure
Now-
on Drew Kennedy right now. Callum pulling to the ground.
Callahan's going to look to get back up on top,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Be the smart thing to do.
Kennedy turning the corner, though.
Good.
Callum still with the guillotine.
I'll see if Drew looks to get his own takedown right here. If he's going to look to
But
stand up
Drew's
playing
still
back.
not out of the
Beautiful
Nice.
takedown from Kennedy. That's a big momentum shift right here at the end of the round, guys.
Yeah.
I think Callens looked over his corner to see maybe what to do, and while that happened, he was taken down.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if he can mount any offense from his back right here. Looks like
here
he's
we
setting
go.
up an arm bar and a triangle both.
But
the
can
basic
Drew
two.
get enough going here to make up for the period
You never
of
know
time
how,
he spent on his
Casey,
back?
we've talked about this time and time again. You can never think what a judge is going to think. I mean, in my eyes, Callahan won this round hands down.
Sure.
But 30 seconds left, big slam, stayed on top the rest of the 30 seconds. He could easily went to Drew Kennedy,
Right.
So then Callens, in your opinion?
I agree.
Callens, yeah,
absolutely.
Callens, yeah.
Great control there. That being said, when Drew did come out from underneath there, he fired off with a lot of intensity and was able to establish himself. So going into the second round, I believe Drew takes the momentum.
Yeah.
Interesting. Once again, we've seen it pretty regularly. The fighter in the blue Ogle Elrod and Burrell corners on the stool, the one in the red Hogs upstairs
It's
tavern.
really
is
just
standing up.
preference sometimes,
Yeah.
like as far as it goes when I fight, my corner don't allow me to have a stool, so it's not one of my options that I get to have that luxury or not. I'm not sitting on a stool. To me, when you see somebody looking over and they're not on a stool, it does a little something mentally to you. You agree, Casey?
Absolutely, especially if the fighter's standing there
Got a big
ready to
slam
go.
right here, too.
You know, if he's giving you the stare and he's just like, man, I hate that bell ring because I'm already ready to go.
Yeah.
If you're over on the stool tired, it's going to take it out of you.
Yeah, 100%. Mental. It's a big part of this MMA game.
Callens getting up off the stool with a smile. He does. He looks comfortable.
Oh, both of them look comfortable. Yeah.
Well, all the rest is out now, round two.
Agree to touch gloves here. Let's see if they come out. There we go.
Callens in the black and the blue trunks. Kennedy in the all black with the green gloves. Round number 2 underway here in our co-main
Nice.
event.
I told you he had that good little front kick right there. I've seen it in training many a times. Throws to the body, and it hurts. It's one thing that takes the wind out of you.
Kennedy's got.
Now, is Drew going to be more tentative going
Spin a
into
wheel
this?
kick.
Going into this round because he did spend so much time on his back. You know, he doesn't want to get his feet caught.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to end up on his back again because, again, Callens so powerful in his positioning.
I don't even remember how the takedown happened with Cal in the first round. I can't remember if was it the slam?
It was almost like a crazy transition.
Yeah,
They were
transition.
back
Yeah,
and
it was a
forth.
transition. You're right. That's what I'm saying. So you don't know if Callen's wrestling is just that good or if he just went up on top in transition too. That's what I'm curious to see if he's going to throw a blast double and those right there hurt. The inside leg, the foot stomps, and Drew didn't like that because he gave him 2 back.
Yeah.
Those are no fun.
Now he's on it.
Give him another foot stomp, Callen. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if he survives. There he goes. Let's see if Drew gives one back.
And Drew carried the
little
whizzer
knee.
high there, keeping Callum off of his legs.
Oh.
Exactly what he needs to do.
Callahan, the thing that a lot of guys don't do when they're against the cage, and it drives me insane because it's something that I'm taught so much, and it makes the world of difference, is head pressure. If your head's under that guy's chin, it means a world of difference as far as the way you're going to control that opponent.
Now you see right there, Drew Kennedy, he landed the knee. Instantly, Callens went to the leg, but Drew defending it well.
Watch the guillotine right here.
Absolutely, right here.
With a darce.
I wonder if that knee hurt Callens.
Oh, there we go.
Down.
Those are no fun.
That's the third one right there.
Yep.
Those are no fun. The first two actually dipped in. Beautiful.
Big Harai. Was that a Harai?
That was Harai Goshi.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Harai Goshi. Yes, sir. Me and Casey over here on top of our judo names. Thank you today. Y'all are welcome at home.
Thank goodness I've got you two here.
Harai Goshi. Beautiful.
I almost said Uchimata.
I did too.
He swept that leg out at the last minute.
Yeah.
Beautiful work here.
Yeah, I thought he was going with the difference between the Harai and the Uchimata is between the legs.
And Drew passing on over.
Yeah.
He's got the iron cross here with the left knee.
Callahan is exhausted.
Those are freebie shots right there.
Raining down.
And that's what's
Callens.
crazy. Drew Kennedy is in a half guard. He's still able. He's long enough to where he's still able to work the iron cross.
You think he's going to want an arm here, Kennedy?
He could be looking for one. See, those is the elbows that Callens was trying to land earlier in the first round and wasn't able to do. Those right there, they're miserable.
Wow.
It's something you see coming and you know it's coming and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
Beautiful clinic right here on the ground. But, Callens doing everything right. He's gotten the only thing he's doing wrong is he's not over on his hip enough to get out from under this position. He's got the underhook, but Drew Kennedy's doing a perfect job of sitting his hips, sitting his weight over.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the half guard in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's not typically an optimum position for MMA. However, if you want to hold a guy down and hit that ground and pound action, the half guard is perfect.
Yes, sir.
Optimum.
Right elbow stuck in there by Kennedy.
Oh, another beautiful short left elbow.
Cracking. That cracked.
That might have done some damage on Callens. We'll see if we can get a better view.
I'm not seeing no blood just yet, but you never know if a hematoma will pop up here in a second or not. And he's looking. Oh!
That was vicious.
Nasty elbow. And I believe we got some blood now.
Relentless here is Drew Kennedy.
Callens got to quit let go of the neck or he's going to keep taking them elbows. He's got to get that underhook. He's got to shift his weight to his left side like he's doing now and work to get up. Now he's back in full guard.
Now the full guard.
See, using little palm strikes
yeah,
to the ear.
Absolutely. Those are no fun.
Callens really playing the war of attrition very well. He's playing that little, foot stomps, little knees to the inside of the shins, little elbows. I thought we was going to get to see a head and arm from the side.
Arm triangle from bottom.
Yes, sir.
1 minute left in round number 2.
Another beautiful elbow.
Oh, there we go. Watch
the triangle. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just been all Kennedy.
Drew's doing such a good job at staying heavy and staying vertical with Callens' body too, and negating those submissions that Callens throwing up.
And I'll say this: the mouth of Callens wide open. If he catches one to the jaw, it could be disastrous.
Yeah, let's see what he does right here.
Posture up, stuck a knee, did Kennedy.
Kennedy better watch out with them arms straight like that. Just like I just said.
Here it
is.
is.
Better watch out. That's deep. That's a deep armbar right there.
Very deep.
If he extends those hips, that's going to be nasty. Oh, that's a nasty armbar. That's super nasty.
Right on the head. Is that enough? And he gets.
He still got it.
It's
over.
He pulls it. It's done.
God.
Taylor Callens with a win in our co-main event.
Wow.
With how many seconds was there?
It was like 20 seconds left.
Wow.
What an armbar. Kennedy did not want to tap there. Callens gave it his all, and it was enough.
Man, what a beautiful ground display from
Callens was losing that round.
Callens losing that round big. Yeah. He was losing the round just as big that round as he won the round the first round.
Right.
Watch his armbar. I said he's got to watch his arm being so straight. Sure enough, he pops up the armbar there. Huge. You can already see the arm's already straightened out. Drew needs to put his knee there. He goes for the slam, which is the worst thing you want to do in getting out of an armbar 9% of the time because it normally just puts you in deeper and allows your arm to get straightened back out. And sure enough, he's already tapping right here. The rest of this stuff is just cosmetic to show, Neely was in the bad position right there to see that. And against the fence, it's hard to see those submissions.
And Callens, a gesture to Kennedy. I don't know. He's going to go over to his corner, I think, to.
Wow.
But what a performance by Taylor Callens, who stays undefeated as a pro, who will go to 5-0, has won 8 straight.
Sorry.
And Kennedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has gone to stop to this fight. 4 minutes and 42 seconds into the second round. Your winner by submission via armbar out of the blue corner, Taylor Callens.
Man, hats off to Taylor and Drew both, man. I couldn't imagine, being 5-0 as a professional and then dropping 3 straight in a row. It's got to be tough to handle, man, for Drew.
And Kennedy couldn't make it over to the cage.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Taylor Callens. What a war you had here. Came out strong in the first, landed in a tremendous position, did work, but came out in the second and got in a little bit of trouble. Talk us through this fight a little bit.
Man, he come out strong. That second round really caught me off guard. I thought he'd be a little bit more tired than that, but he come out strong, man. He really caught me off guard. Drew done his thing, man. He come in here and he fought a hard-ass fight, and I couldn't ask for somebody tougher.
Well, now you're currently now 5-0, but going into this, you were 4-0, but it's been 2 years since your last fight. That was only 1 minute and 22 seconds. How much did ring rust factor into this fight?
Oh, when he started pounding those elbows into my face, it really woke me up. But luckily, man, I was able to recover, keep my composure, and secure the win.
Well, you did secure that win with a beautiful armbar. He did not want to tap to that. You had to pull with everything you have. It was very epic. Talk about your training and preparation for this fight.
It was a pretty rough training camp. It didn't, it wasn't as good as my past few. And it was still hard, but I was a little unprepared for a guy like Drew. He really caught me off guard. But glad I got the win, man. Really working my flaws.
Well, that's the thing. Are we going to see more out of Taylor Callens? It was 2 years since your last fight, a few years before that. Are we going to see a more active Taylor Callens back in the Valor cage soon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, real quick, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Give a shout out to all my family and friends that came. It drove 8 hours to get here. My mom, my girlfriend, Wayne over here, is the man. Warpath shirts, Cageman Gym, Iron Jaw mouthpieces. You guys are great, and thanks for helping me.
Well, there you have it. Let's give it up for your winner and your co-main event tonight, Taylor